In March 1920, a war broke out. The Armenians' attack on the Azerbaijan garrison in Shushi failed because of poor coordination. In response, Azerbaijan forces burned parts of Shushi and massacred the Armenian population. The most beautiful Armenian city has been destroyed, crushed to its foundations. We have seen corpses of women and children in wells.
It was a very, very important and very, very well-produced piece. I remember when this was happening, and I know people actually that had to go over and work in the aftermath of it. Yeah, it was a very difficult and very bad situation, and I'm glad this film was made so that we can learn all the specifics of all the things and hear from the locals, because that's very important, because there's a lot of very specific information that I didn't know about this. You know, and I had not seen any local people interviewed about it, you know, until this moment. So it's very important that this film was made, and I'm glad that it was, and I'm glad I had a chance to see it. It was extremely well produced, you know, well directed, edited, you know, good score. They did a great job of locating and talking to people and getting information that we needed to understand what was going on. Everybody that appeared on camera did a great job communicating to us and helping us understand what they're going through. And yeah, this was just a really good job on this film. Great work, and I hope it gets out there, and I hope it gets seen, because it's a very important message. It's a very important thing for people to know about. So thank you for making this.
Watching The Desire to Live, I think that the filmmaker does a great job of showing the beauty of the Armenian landscape and the connection that the Armenian people have to their land, in contrast to the incredible devastation that has occurred as a result of this war with Azerbaijan. I think that what comes across watching the accounts of these individuals is not only that this is an opportunity for them to share their experience and honor their loved ones who have been lost, but also just the incredible resilience of this group of people who still experience the looming threat of Azerbaijan with each day and are haunted by the trauma of their recent and collective past. And yet, after having lost so much of their legacies and livelihoods and loved ones, they have, as a community, come back and are attempting to rebuild and have such a determination to persevere and reclaim what is rightfully theirs. And I think that that is very honorable and important to share as a story with the global community.
I thought this documentary was really well done, really beautiful photography, music choices, and editing, and truly moving and heart-touching stories from everyone interviewed. I think it's a really important documentary for people to see.
This film is so crude and tragic, and what amazes me the most is that whoever they interview, all of them only want peace, and that no one else suffers or loses one more loved one due to the war or their land conflict. It has quite emotional testimonials from their quiet, pacific, happy lives in their land with their cattle or their families, and how the bombs and killings have destroyed and fundamentally disrupted everything. Starting with losing a brother, a cousin, a father, a child. So it has striking footage from wrecked buildings, houses, and great music score that is contrasted with beautiful scenery from this region. All the pain, tragedy, invasion, and violence in this type of conflicts, and specifically between Azerbaijan and Armenia, it is eye-opening and quite insightful to understand some of the underlying situation between this region, within this region. It is sad, and I loved some of the testimonials that even though they have been through pretty much hell, they are still happy and laughing and enjoying life and trying to see the positive side. So it is appalling and quite emotional. I really enjoyed looking at this from this perspective of history and learning, and it was a great job.
Nicely shot, very touching and moving. Amazing to see these little villages and these people that just look, they look like they're part of the land, and you understand why they're going to keep their land. Unfortunately, this is a 90-minute film. It's basically just a long series of interviews. So the pacing is very languid, very slow. And it didn't always hold my attention because it was just, just one thing after the other, rather than a structured sort of build towards something. So it left me a little bit wanting at times, but still incredibly informative. Might be able to whittle it down to an hour or just under an hour. I think it would serve the film a little bit better. Cheers.
Whoa, that was brutal. I'm amazed that I didn't even hear of this persecution that's still going on. I was aware of the genocide in 1920, but it's almost criminal that we're not informed about what's still going on in that area of the world. So I'm really glad that this film was made and that it was brought to my attention. It's just very hard to watch, but it's important that these things are made. I thought it was well constructed. The stories were very gripping and it really brought their ordeal in a very personal way forward, and it's just having those personal tales and seeing people who are living lives that really aren't that different from how we live in our own homes. Really makes this like a personal thing. It brings home how their whole world just disappeared in a flash, and how unjust it is, and that nobody's doing anything about it. It's terrible. Well-made film, and it's an important message, and I'm glad it's out there, and hopefully a lot of people see it and the message gets out, and people start helping these folks over there.